Hello, and welcome to another edition of Speaking with the Principal. I'm Ron Strumensky, principal of Wakefield Memorial High School, and it's good to have you along with us once again. Each year here at Wakefield High School, I encourage the opportunity for those who live abroad in countries quite unlike our own to spend a year here at our high school to share their particular modes of living and the kinds of things that they've experienced in their own schools abroad, and to welcome in an opportunity to compare and contrast what goes on in the United States with what they are accustomed to. Today's program focuses on that contrast and maybe on some things that are the same, as we welcome into our studio 3 foreign exchange students spending the year with us, beginning with Elena Bruni. Elena from Italy. Elena, welcome.
Thank you.
Good to have you here. Lorenzo Di Francesco, also of Italy. Lorenzo, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Ever been on TV before?
Nope.
I have to talk, since this is a television program run by students, we have to talk about television a little bit. I'm sure that there is quite a difference in television in Italy. And Maria Lutz from Germany, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for being with us today. Do you have anything like this back in Germany in your high school? Do they have a television studio with a course like this, Maria?
Not really. We don't have like so many electives like here at Wakefield High. We rather have like the traditional subjects, you know, like not like TV or anything.
Nothing like
No.
this, huh?
No, not really.
In fact, television in general, I would guess, in Italy and Germany is quite different, Eleanor, is it not? I mean,
Yeah.
you've experienced American television here now,
Oh, yeah.
the offerings and then the cable and the choices. What's television like in Italy?
There is no cable, first of all, and then like the programs in general are different, very different.
Is the television, am I right, is the television company run by the government in Italy?
Yeah.
Is it also in Germany, Maria?
No, I think it's similar to here. They're like, there's cable, like private services, and also like programs run by the government who are like for educational purposes and stuff.
Lorenzo, have you ever been to the United States before this trip?
Yes.
Where did you spend your last visit?
All around the United States. I went around the eastern coast and western coast, so I had a like touristic trip.
So
around
this
that.
is really nothing new for you.
It is new for me.
Were you in New England
Yeah.
the last time that you?
Yeah, I came to Boston, but just for 1 day, 2 days, just
What
visiting.
other major cities have you visited?
Let's see. I went from Florida. I went, let's see, Tampa, and then I went to Washington D.C., Boston, New York. Then on the other side, it was L.A., San Francisco, and.
You've been more places than most of the people who are watching this program today.
I mean, once you come here, you have to go there.
Oh, you
I mean,
have to.
all the places.
You have to see as much as you can. Maria, is this your first trip to the United States?
Yes, it is.
What got you interested in an exchange program?
Well, first of all, it's pretty common to do it in Germany. Like a lot of people do it in my class, and also both of my sisters did the same. And it's a good experience because school in Germany is so long. We have like 13 grades, so you really can like kind of take a year off and have a nice time for a year in a foreign country.
You mean we're not working you hard enough here?
Well, yeah, but still, you should take the opportunity and like look how it is in other countries.
It's an education just to be out of your country,
Yeah,
isn't
definitely.
it? I
Yeah,
mean,
definitely. And it's like, well, it's a very good chance because once you're in college, it's different. Well, it's different if you go to in high school, live with a family, or if you go in college and are on your own. So.
Ellen, when you go back to Italy, they won't count this year, will they, for you?
Well, they will count my year because we had 13 grades, so this year counts for me like 12th grade. Then I have to go back and do 13th grade. So I graduate here we graduate here from Wakefield High School, and then it's a kind of like rehearsal because then we have to go back and
Yeah.
graduate there too. So.
Lorenzo, will your school accept credits? Is this your 12th year?
Yeah,
Will you
same
have to do a
thing.
13th year also? Where are you from in Italy, by the way?
Rome.
You're from Rome?
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. And Elena, where are you from?
I'm from Milan.
How far away back home would your two cities be from one another?
4 hours by car or something.
4
like
hours.
that.
About 4 hours. So it's about the distance from here to maybe New York
Yeah.
City,
Yeah.
something like that. And Maria, where are you from in Germany?
I'm from Hamburg.
Hamburg,
Uh-huh.
which would be, so people can kind of place that. Most people know where Berlin is.
Yeah, well-
How far would that be?
It is by car. It's like north of Berlin, 2 hours away. Like
So the three of you really are from metropolitan areas, high population areas.
Yeah.
This is a small town in comparison to where you, I mean, you people are big city people, right? I mean, Rome is a big city. What, Lorenzo, the first time you came to the United States, what surprised you most? Maybe not this trip, because you've been here before, but what when you saw it, said, oh my God, I didn't expect that?
I think what surprised me most is what surprises everybody from Europe, like big things. Everything's big.
You haven't been to Texas, have you?
Oh, no, I haven't. That would have been dramatic. But, yeah, like skyscrapers and highways and big cars and everything.
Speaking of cars, are you amazed at how many teenagers in this country drive cars, Maria?
Yeah. Yeah, well, at home you can get your license when you're 18, so it's really a big difference. And here, like, everybody's driving. Like, some people you see and you wouldn't expect them, like, you know, driving in a car.
Some of them shouldn't be driving a car, by the way, but...
Well, yeah, because they look so young. But,
Right.
like, I tried to get my license here so that I can go back and then drive before I'm 18.
If you got your license here, could you go back and say, hey, I have a driver's license? They would give you
Yeah,
one even though you weren't 18?
Well, you can do it in Germany, but I think in Italy it's not possible.
You wouldn't be able to do it. If you were back home now, you wouldn't have a license. What's the driving age in Italy?
18.
18.
Yeah.
Was it ever anything other than 18?
No, I don't think so.
How about the voting age in Germany and Italy?
It is 18.
18 for both.
Yeah, when you turn 18, you're an adult, you can do everything.
Yeah, anything. Yeah.
So it's pretty much
It's like
the same in
21.
terms of the age of majority, which
Yeah.
is 18 in this country.
It's like turning 21 here, I guess.
Yeah, it is.
Like a big thing.
Let me go back to something you said earlier, Maria. You said school is so long in Germany. What are the hours? What hours do you go to school? in
Well, if I would go to school right now, like this year in Germany, I would have school from 7:30 till 2, and then in the afternoon from 3 to 4:30. And like in the afternoon it's just 3 times a week, but still.
Now, would those be classes, or is that time you have to go to study? or-
No, it's just like class. We don't have studies.
So you like it here then, in terms of the amount of time, right?
Well, yeah, it's nice.
How about, are your schools in Italy run nationally or locally, Elena? Are decisions for your schools
Well-
in Milan made by the local people?
There are two distinct things in Italy. There are private school and public school. And public school are run from the government. And there are, I think, like 4 types of school. We don't choose like subjects like you do here. We choose the type of high school where we go. So,
Like high school and
so we
Northfield,
are going to 2 different types of high school.
Let's talk about that. What types of high schools do you have to choose from?
We
What
have
are
an
they?
artistic one, a linguistic one, a classical one that is the one where I go, where I study Latin and Greek and ancient like literature and stuff, boring stuff. And then like we like focus more on like Italian literature and arts. You know,
At what age do you have to make that choice?
we have to make it after middle school.
So are you about 14 or 15?
Yeah.
Yeah,
14.
and then we kind
And
of
you really
decide.
have to decide. It's like what we call here, we have schools like that in the United States in some places. We call them magnet schools.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're interested in drama and music and things, or if you're interested in science, in a lot of big cities they have magnet schools. But that's an early age to really make a decision, isn't it?
It is, and he goes to
Scientific.
You'll go to a scientific school. So all of the students in your school are concentrating on science, preparing for a career in science.
Yeah, like you still have the choice. For example, if you go to scientific school, you don't have to be, you're not doomed to be a
Right.
scientist or anything. But if you like it better, you'd better go to scientific school because it's more towards the sciences, math and physics.
When you finish school in Italy, what about higher education? You probably have heard our seniors talking about getting into college, and my God, it costs thousands and thousands of dollars, and I've got to get scholarships or I'm going to have to get a job. What is it like going to college in Italy?
Awful experience.
Is it expensive like it is
No.
here? Is the government subsidize it? Do you go, how does it work, Elena?
It's not so expensive. There's not. It's probably easier to get in. Like an average college is pretty much easier, but it's not so expensive.
When you say not so expensive, give us an idea.
Like my brother pays $300 a year.
$300 a year?
Yeah, and he
The
goes.
parents of our seniors just passed out watching this program, by the way.
I know. And my parents pass out when I say that I want to go to college in America.
And then you tell them to add a few more zeros to the 300, and then they pass out, right?
Right.
What college, Lorenzo, would you be looking at after next year?
I started up thinking about getting to college here. So my
You wanna
parents would
come here
pass out
too?
Yeah.
I notice I see you in the guidance office looking at college
Yeah.
catalogs. Are you looking for something in the New England area or on the
Yeah.
East Coast? Both of you? How about college in Germany? What's it like after next year and you decide you're going to go to college?
Well, not really. I'm in a very different place than they are.
Okay.
I'm an actual junior, so I'm a senior here, but in Germany,
2
this
more
is
years?
my, yeah. So,
What happens after 2 more years?
well,
What happens to students in Germany who want to go to college, who are good students?
well, they have to apply to an agency, and this agency keeps track of all the colleges in Germany. And depending on your last final grade, like your graduation grade, which is an average of your last tests and the last 2 years of high school, depending on how good that grade is, you get your first choice of university or your second choice or whatever.
So it's all based on achievement,
yeah,
how well
it
you
is.
do.
Yeah, it is.
And the better you do, you get a choice.
Yeah.
And the less able you do, the less well you do, you have to take what's left.
Yeah, they give you a college where you can go then.
Now, in Italy, do you have magnet schools like we talked about? If you're interested in science, they have a high school you go to prepare for science?
Well, in Germany it's very different than in Italy. It's we have 3 types of schools, and only one. If you graduate from the best one, then only you can go to university. And the other schools are shorter. They are 9 and 10 years, and you do like non-academic things after these schools.
So you sort of get a label going into high school, don't you?
Yeah, and
It's very different here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You notice, in Wakefield High School, better than 8 out of 10 students go on to higher education from here. And throughout the country, the percentage is quite high. Here, we have the philosophy that everyone can go.
Yeah.
But that's not true in Europe, is it?
No, it's also the selection for the 3 different kinds of school are already after the first 4 years of elementary school. So that means after the 4 years, your teachers write recommendations for you, and it pretty much depends on their recommendations what school you're allowed to go to.
So your fate is in the hands of your teacher in
Yeah.
elementary school.
Yeah,
Is that true in Italy?
No, I don't think so.
That's
I
not
can't
your
remember that,
experience.
but yeah.
Eleanor, what's your experience with it? At what point
Well,
did we
I
part the
went-
ways, those who are going and those who aren't?
I went to an English school, to an international school until the end of middle school. And then I moved to an Italian high school where I had to make the choice which Italian high school to go. And probably I took the right choice, I think. I don't know yet. So I'm kind of escaping this year. I'm taking a year off to make up my mind to what I want to do
Now,
for college.
if you had a chance to go back home during this year at all? Any of you?
Well, I had to, but
You had to go back, but you weren't planning to.
no, I had to go back over Christmas for like 10 days or something.
You homesick, Eleanor?
Nope.
You're not homesick?
No,
You'd like to stay.
I would.
Lorenzo, you homesick?
No.
Tell the truth.
Not at all.
Not at all. Maria, no? Because your sister came to see you, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then you got a chance to go home also. So that was kind of
Yeah, well, I didn't want to go home
Yeah.
though.
If you had a chance, would you stay here permanently?
Permanent.
If I said to you today, the United States government says you're a citizen, you can stay here now, would you stay?
I think I would. Like,
Yeah.
You would. Why do you feel so strongly about that?
Because I like the atmosphere that surrounds everything here.
People are very critical of the United States all over the world. They think that
Yeah.
the schools are not good and the people are lazy. And why do you think?
I'm not saying that the United States is perfect, like it's a perfect country, of course, but I think it's just better than Italy. I mean, in some ways it is. So if you want to go and if you have to find a job and you have to build a future, I think here it's kind of better.
This is the place to do it. You feel that way too, Eleanor, huh?
Yeah.
You'd like to come back here after college and
To America. No,
to
I'm
America?
coming here for college, I'm sure about
But
that.
I mean, even after that.
I think so, because once that you start going to college here, then it's easy to stay here, I think. I mean, look at us now after 1 year. I mean, imagine after 4 years of college.
Listen, we could sit here and talk for about 10 hours, I think, and I'm sure our audience would find it interesting to stay with us that long, but we're out of time. I thank you for spending this short time with me, and I hope that those of you in our viewing and listening audience have enjoyed it, and we'll do this again in the near future. Thanks for being with me. We'll see you again real soon.